Peace and blessings. This is Nubia, I, the raw food goddess, the womb priestess and the holistic practitioner of the Blackberry Beauty Holistic Academy, ancient African healing and wisdom for the modern sister. Good morning, good morning, good morning on this beautiful Thursday afternoon in Oakland. It's going to be like 85 degrees today. I am actually going to go to the beach after I film this video, and actually going to the beach is so much about what this video is kind of about, because when I go to the beach, yes, I go to relax, I go to get more sun, I go to beautify myself, but I also go to detox without ever really kind of being conscious of it. We're detoxing every time we go to the beach as well. And anyway, we're going to talk about that in today's first instructional upload video for the new intensive, the May intensive. It's all about the womb, part 3, holy and sacred relationships. So I got a bag next to me with some fruits and vegetables, because I want to make sure that I show you a lot of the things, a lot of the foods that I'm going to be talking about today, and just giving you suggestions. So as the course description described, on Friday, May 1st, you will get your first instructional upload. And your instructional upload is basically that. It's going to instruct you on what we as a group are working on, and then what we as individuals are working on. Remember, instructional uploads are for your benefit. Don't make it drudgery, don't make it difficult, don't make it hard, and don't make it like you have to get it done before next week's assignment. It's really, let's talk about that for a second. When we talk about healing, it's not like we're learning a subject in college or even in high school or school, regular school if you will, where we have to learn it, because if we don't, we're going to fail the test that we're going to get at the end of the week. When you're actually doing holistic healing and you're doing especially detoxing, the test is actually the test that the universe will give you. It is the test to see how far you've gotten in your detox, what you've learned about the healing crisis, how you react to the healing crisis, how you respond emotionally to something that usually gets you upset and you normally respond in maybe a negative emotional way. So those are the tests. The tests are the ones that you give yourself. It's not really being tested by others. It's the test that you give yourself. So it's more on a spiritual level. And when you start the detox, because that's what we're going to talk about today, detoxing, I want you to know that when you start looking for improvements or start looking for signs of things changing, don't just look for them on a physical level. Look for them on a spiritual level, an emotional level, an etherical level, things that cannot be seen but you know is happening. Look for the signs that you're more aware of. Listen to the conversations that happen to be going on when you're walking down the street, or walking past a store, or walking in a restaurant, or walking in the supermarket, or walking at the farmer's market, or standing at the bus stop. Look for the numbers on the cards, when cars go by and you see license plates number, you might see 711 over and over again. Take them as a sign. Look for the way that the weather is, the way your hair turns out that day when you did a braid out, the way your skin looks that day, the way you're glowing, but even look for the signs and symbols in when your period comes twice a month. Look for the signs and symbols and the reasons and the blessings in when you found out that you might have lost your job, or you didn't get that position that you wanted, so you have to stay at the same position. Or you break up with your boyfriend, your man, your spouse, your husband, or your partner, whatever that partner is. Look for the blessings and the signs and the symbols, because all that is part of detoxification. Okay? Look for the way the wind blows, really. How you notice the roses that you walk by every day. How you look out in the distance now when you're walking and driving. How you're looking for those signs and symbols that tell you something about you. Think about, notice how not just how the sun feels, notice how the sun feels on your skin. I mean, really feel on your skin. Notice the subtleties of life and nature. Notice your erotic nature coming forth. Notice your sensuality with yourself and with others. Notice your sex drive, whether it's your libido is becoming lower or your libido is becoming higher. These are all part of being a woman, a goddess, a queen. This is all part of detoxification. Notice when you're angry, when you're sad. Notice when you're hurting people because you're hurt. Notice when you're pushing people away because you're afraid. Notice all of that during the detox. Now I know I didn't even get into the detox, but I got to go with spirit, and spirit is telling me that this is what we have to talk about now. Because detox is not just about why I said I was going to not eat solid foods for 21 days and I made it. It's about what happened along the journey. Remember they say it's not the destination, it's the journey. It's not getting there, it's everything that happens before you get there, until you get there, and while you're on the journey, while you're getting there, it matters. And you are a goddess and a queen. Notice the discharge, the heavy discharge from your vagina. Notice if cysts start to appear in your breast that wasn't there before, or you don't remember them, or they were there years ago and you thought they were left. And we're going to talk about that. When you start to detox, and I'll get into all the different detoxes, all the different ways, I'm definitely going to do that. But let me tell you some things that I think is going to be more of a concern than actual how to do a detox, because many of you know that. So we have some music playing, because you know I'm in my neighborhood, so let's just let that go by. No, I'm not dancing to this stuff, am I? All right, I've been in the hood too long, y'all. Okay, so now, anyway, notice when you're allowed to, instead of being mad at something, you can be joyful with it. If you can't beat it, you join it. You know what I mean? Like, notice all of that, because it's a beautiful thing. It means you're changing. So let's talk about certain things that happen. I want to go right into the healing crisis, about when you start to do a detox. And then I'm going to watch. We're going to put this all together. So a lot of times when you're detoxing, and you're going, well, listen, I'm going from, I'm not, so let's talk about the various detoxes. So everyone's on a different level. Everyone's on a different comfortability level, and everyone should start where they are. Some people, a detox is going to depend on how much money they have. Some people, the detox is going to depend on the availability of fresh fruits and vegetables. Some people, the detox is going to depend on the weather, whether it's warm enough, cold enough, if it's too hot, too cold. Some people, their detox is going to depend on the time that they have to make these certain kinds of food, if that's a detox. Some people detox are going to depend on, because I got some detoxes for you. So the first detox we're going to talk about is detoxing with food. And let me show you the various levels that I think that you could do. Let's say that you are meat eater. And I know that many people that are joining this intensive, because I did a lot of numerology readings this month, and I know that a lot of those numerology readers or readings that I did, and the people that got their readings are in the intensive, and I know that they wanted to go from meat eating to being a vegetarian. So let's make that your detox. So your detox is eliminating all meat. And you're going to start with 7-day intervals. And after 7 days, successfully do that, then you go for 7 more days and 7 more days until you get to 21 days. If you don't eat meat for 3 days, and then you fall off, and have a meat meal, because that's natural, it's normal. It could happen. You've been eating meat longer than you've not been eating meat, right? When you notice that is happening, you start over and you go back to 1. So now you say, even though you didn't lose the time, even though your body is benefited from the 3 days that you were not eating meat, so don't look at it as like I'm starting over, meaning I lost time, that means I didn't do a good job. It's something about hitting your mark when you actually set a goal that actually does something on a psychological level to your mind, your body, and your spirit, and it gives you courage to keep going when you know you completed 21 days. So you never really miss anything by starting over, because now you're just going to add, really you're going to have more than 21 days that you did not eat meat. But 2 things we want to accomplish. We want to accomplish the idea of starting something and finishing it, but we also want to accomplish the idea of not being so hard on yourself, where you defeat all the good work that you did do, even for the 3 days that you stopped eating meat. And it gives your body a chance to get to that point of doing 21 days. Because sometimes if things are not a little bit hard, or you don't have to work for it a little bit, you don't appreciate it as much. So if you're eating meat and you want to stop and you want to do a vegetarian thing, but you know that tomorrow may not happen, I want you to go as many days as you can without having meat. So you're going to have meatless meals. So you're going to, and if you want to do alternatives like the soy, I'm not big on the soy thing, but I have to admit, when I first was vegetarian, that's what I did. You want to start getting products like Morning Star, watch it. They do have some dairy in it, but if you know that you still need that substitute, you want to do tofu, just Google online on YouTube, and they got healthy tofu meals. They got healthy soy protein meals. If that's the route you feel like I have to have an alternative. For those who are at another level and feel like they don't need the alternative and they can just eat the size of what they normally eat. So if you normally cook chicken and rice and potatoes and some vegetables, then you just take out the chicken, have the rice, the potatoes, and the vegetables. We're not going to worry about food combining. We're not going to worry about that starch, and protein doesn't go together, but actually starch and vegetables do go together. So we can talk about that. And the other thing is, this is another detox. Until you're able to let go of the meat, if that is too difficult, I want you to do a detox where you're eating one salad a day for 21 days straight. And you can still eat whatever you normally eat. You can still have that to eat. So again, you're doing a one salad a day detox, and that will clean your body. If you stop eating the meat, your body's going to get cleansed. And we're going to talk about the healing crisis. If you eat a salad a day, your body's going to get cleansed. If you want to know about salad recipes, I'll definitely link some that I've made, but there's thousands on the internet, and you have to do the work. And it gets exciting when you start looking for things to build your health. If you know you're on another level and you're already a vegetarian, but you really want to be a vegan, you want to stop the dairy, your challenge is not to eat dairy foods, whether that's milk, that's cheese, even eggs, which is kind of a protein, but we put it in the dairy thing, ice cream, all of those things. And so you may want to start going to a soy product, but if that is because that's, soy is not that great, especially if you eat too much, you can just cut out the dairy and start doing nut cheeses that's raw. Okay, you can use something called nutritional yeast as a cheese alternative. You can put this on popcorn. You can put it on top of your salads. You can put it on top of your cooked vegetables as a cheese alternative. It's called nutritional yeast. So that can help. You might want to go from vegetarian to vegan. If you are vegan and you're really ready now to do the raw thing, so you may want to do a raw meals. Now you may not be able to do the whole entire day raw. So you may do breakfast, a smoothie, which is 1,000 green smoothie and other smoothie recipes on YouTube. So please go and look for those. You may want to do a smoothie in the day and a raw meal for lunch, and your dinner could be cooked meal. If you're feeling more advanced and you're ready to go, I think that after a couple of weeks of doing that, then say I'm going to do that for 21 days. All of these, whatever you do, you're going to stick with it for 21 days. If you fail that, I use that. If you're not able, if for some reason you couldn't do it, and you want to look at the days that you went to the meat, the days that you went to the dairy, the days that you went back to the cooked food from the raw food challenge, and say and you have to keep a journal. And you have to say what was going on, what triggered that, what was I not getting, what was I missing, what was I desiring, what lack was I feeling. So you want to write it down and get back on again and do it again. If you want to do all raw, and you don't want to do just 2 meals raw, you want to do the whole thing, then that's your challenge. Now remember, you have the support of everyone in the group. If you feel like you waning, you feel like you falling, you feel like you going down, and you're going to eat that piece of chicken, eat that piece of cheese, or eat that cooked food, then you call on your sisters and to strengthen them and ask them what they do at this time and to give you strength, health, prayers, meditations, visualizations, whatever you need, sisters, to keep going. We're going to provide that for you. Now, if you are raw like me and you want a real challenge, say to yourself, I want to do 21 days of just doing a juice fast or a liquid fast. I like liquids. Juices are too limited for me. I need smoothies. I like smoothies because I like the fiber and the bulk. And then I can add juices to the smoothie or juices by itself. I also include coconut water, and I'm going to show you a coconut in a minute. And I also make raw soups, lots of recipes. Just Google or go on YouTube and put raw soup recipes. So many. So we don't have to include everything because part of this journey is finding out stuff for yourself and looking for the recipes, because they're going to be way more than anybody could get. When you are detoxing, You are raising your vibrational frequency, which to me is raising your creativity and raising these. It's almost like you're going to see things that you never knew were there, but it's tons of it. It's almost like, when you buy a blue car and you seem like you never see blue cars on the road, but once you buy the blue car, then you see thousands of blue cars on the road because you're conscious of it. You're looking for them is why it's happening. So there's something to be said for you finding your own recipes and looking for things and then tweaking them. If you don't have the ingredients and everything, or you don't like a certain food, either being experimental and trying it, being different and new, or substituting for a food that you think would be best for that. So you want to do that. So I'm just talking about food right now. I'm talking about the physical detoxification, using food. And if you're super advanced and you want to do a water fast because you've done juice fasting and you think you need something deeper, you want to do a coconut water fast for 21 days, remember, we're only starting in 7-day increments. So saying when you get 7, you've done something. Celebrate the 7 days. And again, if you don't get it, you start over. It's okay. You didn't lose anything. Again, you're building the strength and your stomach, and you're building the health in your body to be able to do more and to take in more natural whole foods. Now, that's not the only detox. People in my last intensive know you can do a detox when you say, I'm going to wear dresses for 21 days straight. Dresses will allow your vagina and your womb to breathe and to get room, and you don't understand how much inner cleaning needs to be done. And just like when you fast and give yourself a break from eating the whole or solid food so that your body's not working so much on digesting, well, actually your vagina is actually a breeding ground for a lot of infections and bacteria when she's not getting her air, when she's not getting circulation. And when you're actually wearing a skirt, you'll notice too that you might discharge more, that your period may come twice a month. But also you'll notice the high you feel, that you realize that energy that comes from the earth, as you walk on it, you get energy. That earth energy actually needs to go up into the vagina, and it will start eliminating. And we'll talk about, again, the healing crisis and eliminating a lot of toxins as well. But you'll feel better. You'll look better. Some people's skin clear up. Their hair start to grow. I mean, I'm not even kidding. I didn't read this anywhere. Spirit is giving this to me right as we speak. I know why. I mean, I'm sitting here like, wow, Spirit. I'm telling you that the tight jeans, and I know I got some on. Actually, my jeans are pretty loose, but still, the tight jeans, the pants wearing, the tight panties, all of it. The pads, it's messing with our whole equilibrium. It's throwing us off. It's keeping weight on us. It's breaking us out. It's breaking our hair. It's keeping us angry and sad. So you can do all of these in combination. You can say, I'm going to do a juice fast, and I'm going to do the wearing a skirt detox. So that's another detox. You can also detox from media for 21 days. Of course, not the group, but media that doesn't serve you. So you could say, I know I waste my time watching a lot of movies on YouTube, or, those dramas on YouTube, or those gossip type of things. I'm going to do a detox from all things that are not about health. What I would advise is, not only do you do a detox, if it doesn't have anything to do with your fasting, if it doesn't have anything to do with your womb, if it doesn't have anything to do with promoting healthy and sacred relationships, you cannot watch it. If that's the detox that you choose, and again, you can do all these in combination. So you're detoxing from watching. For me, I've been watching, I've been watching a lot of natural healing videos. I want to detox from it. It's too much information. It's almost a waste of time. It's spending time when I could be doing something else. So I'm not going to watch those for the next 21 days. I've pretty much got all the lessons in how to grow 4C or, natural hair, and I'm going to just stay with that. So a detox from those things. That could be a detox as well, right? You can do a detox from, of course, all media, not just the internet, but TV if you have it, cable, maybe watching movies and doing something else during that time. You can do a detox, and it says of reading, but not eliminating reading, only reading things that support, again, the womb, that supports your detox, that supports beautiful and healthy relationships. In order to change, everything around you has to change. So that could be a detox. I'm not going to read trashy novels. I'm not going to read scary novels. I'm not going to watch horror flicks. None of that. I'm going to only watch things that promote healthy, sacred relationships, that promote healthy wombs, that promote detoxification. So you can do a detox in that way. You can do a detox on not talking to people who like to gossip, not talking to people who are negative, not talking to people who bring your energy down. For 21 days, that's it. Even though I know they're your best friend, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, people you love, you're going to detox from those people. That could be your 21 day. And if you get back on the phone after 3 days of not talking and you get a little, you're going to start getting withdrawals because you're used to the nonsense even if it's not good for you. You're used to the pork even if it's not good for you. You're used to the cooked food, certain cooked foods, even if it's not good for you. You can do a detox and say, I'm not going to wear sanitary pads from, commercial sanitary pads. And I'm going to find cloth pads and only wear those for 21 days. Or wear those for one whole period, or 2 periods, or 3 cycles. I'm going to actually start wearing cloth pads. A sister in the group, Ida, and if you want to make a comment, Ida, you can. She switched from sanitary pads to cloth pads. And, when you can get them on the internet, and we can leave a link for that. And she said that she noticed she didn't bleed as much. That the sanitary pads are actually making you bleed more. And intuitively, it made sense. I mean, like, I got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got it. You could do a supermarket detox where you're not going to shop at supermarkets and you're only going to shop at farmer markets for the next 21 days. Meaning you're not going to go every day, but every time you do buy food, you're going to time it to only buy during what the farmer market is. And that means that if you have to buy enough to make sure it lasts enough for the next time. Most of us buy too much food. Most of us, our food spoils because we buy too much. So that means that you're only going to eat what you have in the house. So you can do a detox. That's going to save you money, but it's also going to keep you healthy because you won't be able to keep running back and forth to the store, which is going to change everything. So you can do a commercial supermarket detox. You can do an unnatural cosmetic detox. If you're wearing lipstick and it's not from Trader Joe's or rather Whole Foods or some company that does natural makeup, then you're not going to wear it for 21 days. If you're not wearing natural mascara or lipstick or eyeshadow or whatever, 21 days, you're not going to do it. And again, you can do a combination of these all. So what's going to happen, Sister Nubia, when I start to do these detoxes? Again, you're going to discharge more. You may have periods twice in a month. You may break out. You may go through sweating. You may have heart palpitations. Your blood pressure may rise. You may feel sick. You may vomit. You may feel like you're getting a cold. You may get a cold and the flu. You may feel injuries that you didn't have in years. Your knees may start hurting. Your back may start hurting. The back injury you had, the knee injury you had, your feet may get swollen. All these are natural, and this is where people stop on their detox because they feel like that it's not working, that natural food is getting them sick, or stop eating media is getting them sick, or watching media really eating it, or stop using unnatural products is getting them sick. I'm using this natural stuff, why am I sick? The sickness is a blessing. Celebrate it because it's getting those toxins out. It's releasing them. When you start to see yourself go off on your kids, go off on your man, go off on your spouse, go off on your relationship, go off even on yourself, you come to that group and you get that healing because that's normal. It's an emotional detox. It's a healing crisis that comes from when you're letting go of things that no longer serve you. We are getting to the holy and sacred relationships, but we have to get rid of the blockages that keep us from having what we want, my sisters, and that's why we are doing this. This stuff works. So I want you to share your healing crisis. And if you're not sure, if you're having one, ask. Your vision may get blurry. You may thought you had 20/20 vision. Your vision may get blurry. You may start discharging, a little from the eyes, the ears. You may get an earache. You may get serious migraines. All of it is natural. And as we go on, we're going to talk about. So what I suggest is to keep going. So if you get migraines or you get 2 periods in 1 month, the body is saying, could you rest now? You need more rest. Just lay down and drink lots of water. That's the wonderful way to do it, to drink lots of water and get more rest and allow the symptoms to pass because they will. And read books about healing. And I got books on the reading list. I suggested quite a few, and I got a couple of more that I'm going to suggest. One called The Healing Crisis by Bruce Fife, F-I-F-E. He's the same one that wrote the book about oil pulling and the wonders of coconut water, Dr. Bruce Fife. and it's called The Healing Crisis. And that book is excellent for detoxification symptoms, and that they are good. You're not going to need to go to the doctor. They're just going to give you medication that's going to suppress the symptoms, which means then you're not healing, because the releasing of the toxins is part of how the body heals. And our body is connected to our physical, it's connected to our mental, it's connected to our spiritual. It's the blockage from the divine mate. That's why he's not here yet. It's the blockage from the divine work, the divine job, the divine place to live. That's why they're not in our lives now, because all these things are blocking us. So it's very important that we take it seriously, but we have fun with it, we enjoy it. Don't get scared when you start losing a lot of weight. I'm so skinny, I don't even know what to do, and I'm keep going because I understand that that's weight I did not even need. So these are your various detox. Now I want to tell you about some wonderful items that I picked up from the store, and I want to make sure that I let you know about things that you would not know, because, or you may know, I don't want to assume that you know what products that I'm using as far as produce and foods, and I say these names, you don't know what it look like, you don't know where to get it. I want to make sure that you know. And so these are some of the things that if you're dealing with the food aspect of the detox that I think you should have staples. I'm just going to pull out everything. I talk about heirloom tomatoes. This is what it looks like. The colors vary: red, orange, yellow, purples, oh my God, just all the shades, pinkish looking. I mean, even kind of green and turning, but these are heirloom tomatoes. And the idea of heirloom tomatoes used to be that the seeds of heirloom tomatoes were just that. They were passed down from generation to generations in families. So families would pass down these particular tomato seeds, and they would pass them down generation to generation. So only certain farmers used to only have heirloom tomatoes from their family. I don't know if that's true about it anymore. Why I like heirloom tomatoes, they are the juiciest of all tomatoes and the most flavorful. If you cannot get it, don't worry and say, I couldn't find heirloom tomatoes. Heirloom tomatoes has lycopene. Heirloom tomatoes are good for beautiful, glowing skin. They're also cancer prevention. They're high in vitamin C. These are the bomb. All tomatoes are that, and heirloom are just juicy and delicious. And remember, many colors they come in. Heirloom tomato, that's one thing. Another thing is the wonderful avocado. This one is the Hass avocado. Avocados, again, are great for the skin, high in vitamin A, vitamin E. This is, of course, an organic. I do everything organic. Do what you can with the organic. It's great for your soups. When you notice a lot of soup recipes are going to have avocado, they make things creamy. If you're doing raw, you can make a chocolate pudding. Just Google chocolate raw pudding, and you will find, or YouTube it. Usually you're going to use an avocado base. Avocado is great for with tomatoes as a salad. Avocados is great for a mud mask for your face. Avocado is what I put as my pre-poo, my conditioner. Before I wash my hair, I use avocado, banana, olive oil, castor oil, and coconut oil. I put it in a food processor or blender, and I put it in my hair and leave it in for 2 hours, and then I wash my hair. Avocados are the bomb. Avocado. Another thing, mangoes. Oh my God, hold on. Mangoes. I absolutely love mangoes. These are my favorite mangoes. I believe they're called Camu. These ones don't. Actually, they got a lot of names, but I think they're called Camu. Sometimes they're called the place in the Philippines, Manila. Sometimes they're called, I see them being called Manila. I heard them being called Champagne and Camu. And these are just this kind of mango. I'm just saying they got other ones. They got the Atkins ones that's red. Well, depending where you are, you get what you need. But I particularly love these for my smoothies. They're good to eat whole. They're, of course, antioxidants, of course, cancer prevention. Again, another high in vitamin C, high in fiber, high in water. Great, loving of mango. So I want to show you that as well. Of course, I didn't bring out bananas because y'all know what that looks like, but I did bring out plantains. I actually got these. These are organic, and actually these plantains, they're a starchier fruit, and I love them because I can actually put them in my smoothie for a different kind of taste. You can also do a raw mango dish where you make you take coconut milk, which make coconut milk is by using water from the coconut and the meat, and then that's your milk. And you can add, you can add honey to it if you want, and make it sweet, and put it on top of these, and chop these up regularly. You can eat them raw and put the mango milk over them. Find recipes, okay, to do. But this, I love this. I'm just saying, as a banana alternative, or with your bananas, or by themselves, they're really a great snack, and they're delicious, and I love them. Another thing is, I wanted to show you all just another heirloom, just to show you the variety. This has a little gold and red, so this is another one just for variety. Of course, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Apples, again, vitamin A, or helps your body produce the vitamin A that you need. That's great for cancer, great for the skin. Apples are so delicious, has the pectin in it. Apples are amazing. They're great for juicing, and you should have them. Great thing. So apples. I'm into limes. I love lemons, but when I'm making my soup, especially if I'm making a curry soup, Google raw curry soup, raw curry coconut soup. And lime is usually what they use. It's just another taste, so you don't get bored. And limes are just, of course, has all the benefits of lemons. They're just wonderful, clear mucus from the body, clear mucus from the womb, mucus from even the heart. Limes are amazing, so I love limes. I'm going to get to the, you got to excuse me bending down, but this is a young Thai coconut. This is the bomb coconut. You open up the top, you use the meat, you scrape the meat out, and you pour the water. You can make soups. You can drink coconut water by itself. You can save the meat and put it in a dehydrator. Marinate the meat first in Bragg's liquid aminos, or a natural soy sauce, a natural tamari sauce, and you can marinate it, like let it sit overnight inside that sauce. And then the next day, if you have a dehydrator, you can put those on the rack of the dehydrator and let it dehydrate till it's dry, and it turns out like a jerky. It is so delicious. But I drink this, I take the meat, I use it as a soup, and there are devices. People say, well, Nubia, I would love to have the coconut, but I don't know how to open it. Google devices to open up a young Thai coconut. They are people that invented so many things inexpensive to open your Thai coconut at home. I actually have a device, and I'll show that on another video. But yeah, there are things that you could have that opens your coconut. You can order it online and get it. And there's so many that I'll recommend the one I have eventually. But there's other ones, and this is a young Thai coconut. People say, what does it look like? I've been looking, not the hard shell, not the ones with the brown skin. That's older coconuts. These are young, and they have water in it, and the water is great for lowering high blood pressure. The water is great for moving your bowels. The water is great for kidney and liver function. The water is great for preventing strokes. The water is great for getting rid of yeast infections. Yes, the water is great for getting rid of cataracts, literally putting the water in your eyes. This stuff is a miracle. And again, I recommend the book. I don't know if it's called The Wonders of Coconut Water by Bruce Fife, but it's also on the book reading list. Coconut bomb. Yeah, I think I have everything. Hold on, y'all. Okay, and of course, the last thing is orange. Oranges actually dispel mucus from the vagina, mucus from the lungs, mucus from the throat, mucus from the ears, mucus from the nose, mucus from the eyes. Orange juice is good. Of course, vitamin C. Strawberries, I recommend that. Higher in vitamin C than oranges. Has a natural something called painkillers in it. It's also red, so it's a blood cleanser. So anything and everything in season, and you won't go wrong. Now, this is what I've really been waiting for. I've been wanting to tell y'all about it. So there are these things. We've lost so connection with the earth, some of us, and with farming, that we forgot about that the weeds, first of all, in our garden, for those that don't know, don't eat them because your garden may be sprayed, but many of them are edible. Dandelion comes from their weed, and now they sell them, and they've been selling them, but more popularly selling them in markets, and you know that they do. There's other weeds in your garden that are natural, and you don't have to go to your garden to get it if you don't have one. You can actually go to farmer markets, and my local supermarket started selling these incredible weeds that are you can use them in a smoothie. That's what I use them for, and they're so high in calcium. And I want you to Google this one. This one is called Lamb's Quarter. Lamb's Quarter. Lamb's, like a lamb skin.